Supreme Court's actions affect Pennsylvania and North Carolina. Newly sworn-in Justice Amy Coney Barrett did not participate, saying she did not have the time to fully review the filings. This could be just the beginning, though, of election-related cases that end up before the Supreme Court. Tonight, the Supreme Court handed Democrats two major victories in both North Carolina and Pennsylvania. Both are considered critical battleground states. In Pennsylvania, it was the second ruling in 2 weeks that favored Democrats. This time, the justices decided to leave in place a ruling that allows ballots to be counted if they are received 3 days after Election Day. In North Carolina, the court left in place a 9-day grace period set by the state's elections board. In both cases, either the Trump administration, the Republicans or GOP lawmakers were opposed to allowing late ballots to be counted, even if they were postmarked by Election Day. Professor of politics at Claremont McKenna College, Jack Pitney.
Republicans were the ones who wanted to shut off the counting of ballots received after Election Day. And the thinking was that these ballots might favor the Democrats, which is why the Democrats were happy with this outcome, at least for the time being.
Meanwhile, President Trump is focusing on battleground states. He stumped through Arizona and Nevada today, trying to reverse Joe Biden's leads in the polls in both states. And he continued to argue the coronavirus raging in record numbers across the country is under control.
We understand it now. We understand it. People are getting better.
And he also made this unusual and untrue statement about mask guidelines here in California.
And in California, you have a special mask. You cannot, under any circumstances, take it off. You have to eat through the mask.
In Nebraska, loud complaints after a Trump rally last night. After he finished speaking in Omaha, thousands of supporters were stranded for hours in the freezing cold. The campaign hired dozens of buses to bring people in, but many did not return until after midnight. Some ended up hospitalized.
He gets his photo op and then he gets out. He leaves everyone else to suffer the consequence of his failure to make a responsible plan. It seems like he just doesn't care much about it.
Biden was home in Delaware today to cast his vote with his wife, Jill, and to meet with public health officials about how the pandemic is disproportionately affecting minorities. He once again criticized the president's handling of the virus.
I'm not running on the false promise of being able to end this pandemic by flipping a switch. But what I can promise you is this. We will start on day one doing the right things.
State officials in Nevada took a hard line on Trump's planned rally there today, forcing the Trump campaign to move to northern Arizona because in Nevada right now, gatherings of more than 250 people are banned. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Tom Waits.